Ebola imekuja. Nasikia inatoka Amerika sasa watengeneze hapa hospitali Kenya. Kwani umerogwa? Na madaktari watatoka huko wakuje huko ije walete hiyo Ebola. Mumesaini sasa hiyo Ebola iletwe hapa. Angalia wazungu watoe kwao, na Amerika ndio kubwa kuliko Kenya mara ngapi unafikiri? Amerika utaenda almost 8 hours juu na ndege hauja land juu. Amerika peke yake utakuta msituni huko, msituni kabisa, mamawe huko, unaenda kuna nyumba hata moja. Sasa huko kwao hakuna mahali ya kujenga Ebola. What you say can brief. Weka Kiswahili, sitaki ujinga hawa sugu wanatuletea Ebola hapa. Toa hiyo Kizungu. Mauti na uzima viko katika uwezo wa ulimi. Nao waupendao watakula matunda yake. Apataye mke nataka ya matunda tu.
Welcome to this broadcast, and it is a protest that it is going on, like you are seeing on the screen in Laikipia County in Nanyuki town, whereby actually residents they are protesting against President William Ruto putting a quarantine section in their town. And Laikipia has erupted as thousands of angry residents are poured into the streets of Nanyuki to reject plans to establish an Ebola facility in the county. And roads were filled with protesters waving Kenyan flags, like you've just seen from the start of this video, and chanting as they demanded the government drop the plan. And residents say they will not sit back and watch Laikipia be turned into an Ebola center. Their message to Nairobi was loud and clear: take the facility where, but not Laikipia. Take the facility elsewhere and not Laikipia. And the growing protests have now put massive pressure on the government, also President William Ruto, as the debate continues up across the country, as Nairobi residents they have decided to back up Laikipia County residents on protesting against this quarantine facility in Laikipia County, as they have called upon 2nd June as the day, the big day, the MAANDAMANO day, the day that President William Ruto will know that actually Kenyans they are serious. And they have said that actually 2nd June it is a day of protesting against this quarantine facility in Laikipia County. Many netizens are talking about why is it that President William Ruto is taking this facility to central Kenya, to Mount Kenya region, whereby he has been facing a backlash since he removed former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. But you can just be dropping your thoughts, opinions, feedbacks down below the comment section, and let's have a full conversation about this protest of 2nd June that actually it has just been advertised on various social media platforms, as Kenyans they have called upon each other that actually it will be a day of rejecting Ebola quarantine in Kenya, and they are using the hashtag our health our priority, no to Ebola quarantine. Kenya is not a quarantine zone. Listen to the voice of Kenya, and unity is power, and the power is for the people and by the people. Have been spreading so fast on various social media platforms, more so in X, like this one wrote and said, breaking massive protests are underway in Nanyuki against the proposed Ebola station. I fully support and stand with them. Reject Ebola in the country. What are your thoughts? Do you oppose or do you propose? You can just be dropping your thoughts, opinions, or feedbacks down below the comment section, and let's have a full conversation about this developing story that it is a developing happened. Remember, despite the chaos that it is going on in the country, President William Ruto have not talked about this issue of Ebola facility being set up in Nanyuki in Laikipia county, and he has been silent on it. And many netizens they have been talking about that President William Ruto must stop being silent on this issue. And opposition leaders like the Embakasi East Member of Parliament opposed this Ebola facility, and he said in quotes, "We the people of Kenya reject any attempt by the government to establish an Ebola facility in our country without the explicit consent and confidence of the Kenyan people. Our nation must never be treated as a testing ground for projects." And so many political, or rather opposition leaders, are against this Ebola facility. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Do you oppose? Do you propose? And remember, KMPADU also demanded Ebola deal to be closed. CNTV published the Doctors Union demands a full closure of US-Kenya Ebola deal, says a government should strengthen the country's health system instead of focusing on a quarantine facility for foreigners. And many netizens they have reacted and said President William Ruto is not listening to the voice of Kenya. And like this one have said, reject Ebola, Ruto must go occupy state house now, reject Finance Bill 2026. What are your thoughts? Feel free to share them down below in the comment section, and let's have a full conversation about this developing story that it is developing, as Kenyans they are urging each other to come up and support Nanyuki, or rather Laikipia residents on the protest. Like this one said, let us do an Ebola maandamano in Nairobi to stand in solidarity with Kenyans in Laikipia and Nanyuki. Share thoughts, and also feel free to smash the like button below if you feel you just liked the video.